get in places.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay. No, you just listen. You're gonna get like a bandolier, like Chewbacca style bandolier, and you just gonna like shove it inside the bandolier, and people are like, oh, she's wearing a bandolier. It's kind of pudgy, you know. It's kind of like puffy or whatever. It's just not. It's not good.
No. It's once I eventually get this to a point where I might be able to reanimate said thing, but I have to get it and salt was the big kicker there. So like hopefully I can find a way to salt preserve it or mummify or something.
So you're imagining like hand from like
a bunch of honey.
I
think. Oh, but except an arm.
But I want like a long one.
Yeah,
like the whole thing. And after that, I mean, I'm not gonna super carry with me all the time. I just if I find a place. No,
you need it like a violin case you just pulled out of the trash.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Oh, you're all out of control.
You used to be a lawyer. Oh, you need a briefcase you pulled out of the trash.
I do not need a fucking lawyer. Do you know anything about me?
What? I thought that was in your backstory. Did I read that? Did I forget?
I'm not a lawyer. I worked in a law firm.
Lurked in a law firm. That's what it was.
Lurked in a war firm. She lurked in a
briefcase. He's got a briefcase. Or like a Mary Poppins bag. Like one of
Welcome
those big,
back, everybody, to hour 3 of Bloodlust. They're arguing over this arm that may not be dust in a couple days anyway. We'll see.
I will keep finding other arms. If this one goes away, it is the one that got away, and there will be more.
Arms and rats.
That's fine.
An arm is...
It's such a profound threat.
I will get other arms. You don't understand.
Well,
I'll take a mortal one so I can properly salt it without it turning to fucking ash.
So, we'll get back into it. We're in the front of the church. I'm going to give you an explanation.
Out of it, though?
That's true. That's very true. Caligari, you're going to give you an idea of what you see as you kind of case this place. So, the church itself is very much at the edge of the park. The dirt walking path does actually eventually lead directly up to this church, but it is at the edge of the park. There are no buildings around it, though behind it, probably a little bit of a distance, the street and some buildings, maybe like apartments and whatnot will be out that way, but there doesn't seem to be an area where there's a lot of shops and stores, thus not a lot of traffic. The church has a little parking lot off to the side where a side road does lead in, and the church itself is made out of old stone. It's very clearly kind of got chipping and breaking away here and there, though it is still relatively maintained. It's got that single bell tower right at the front that kind of towers above the big double doors that lead into it, and you've got those ornate windows, stained glass windows is the word I'm looking for, that line the side and the front of the building itself. As you walk around it, you do see a side door that leads to some part of the church itself. It's kind of jutting out a little bit, probably another entrance that leads into the side of the actual church itself. As you make your way around back, there do seem to be those big double basement doors that you kind of lift out and lead directly down underground itself. And as you come around the side, then there's on the other side, rather, the left-hand side, there's no other door that leads there, and then you would come back around front to see the double doors, great wooden doors that keep this place closed. And as you walk around, you look into the windows itself, or just kind of glance at the windows, you do see some flickering light. It doesn't strike you as odd because churches themselves never really close. Probably some candles lit or something. Whether there's somebody in there, you don't know. But it does seem like there's a light going on inside, which means the church itself is inhabited in some way.
I am going into that basement.
Okay. So
having been in churches probably the most out of all this group of people, would Emmy have any like wits on like the best place to go to not be caught?
If you want to head into this building itself, you are, I mean, it comes to you rather quickly. Front door is the most obvious. They're huge, big, double wooden doors. Opening them themselves is going to cause noise where if there's anybody nearby, they're going to hear it. The side door that Caligari saw.
Not to mention like a ding.
Yeah, also a ding.
Not technically a side door. I'm gonna go into the.
You are going into the basement. That is correct. But I'm saying the other side door that you did see. They like if you wanted to, you could like walk around and see there's a side door that you would guess would lead into the same area, but you know it's a regular door as opposed to the big double doors up front.
Okay. I was just seeing if I could give her any advice prior to her going in there.
Sure. Caligari, the double doors themselves got a big chain with a padlock up front that are keeping it shut.
All right. Well, it's closed, but just by obvious, there's people in there. If there's a flickering light,
the basement doors are the ones that are shut. You don't know if the side door or the front doors are shut, but the basement doors are chained shut.
I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna punch the lock off.
Okay. Sure. Strength plus brawl. Hardness. I need to get rules for real quick.
Ooh, we're talking about hardness. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You know, when Caligari does things like this, I feel like Caligari and Jimmy have more in common than they think.
I know, it's awesome. I love it.
But we haven't had a chance to actually bond, and I just know that we're gonna be like super, super besties, but like not yet, right? Like
super vampire best friends.
Like, you can follow me. You can just like hang out with me. Like Caligari is always going to not be in the fray. She's going to always take the weirdest way around and just really trying to talk to animals.
That's what we rely on you for, though, right?
She's basically Gromit.
I got nothing.
Except for the weirdest part away. He just goes direct.
Yeah, like Jimmy can always, like, if he senses that like Cal's doing something cool, follow Cal. Just go with her. Just have at.
So there's no straight
strength and brawl.
Yeah, it's gonna be strength plus brawl. I'm just looking for like, there's no hardness rule, quote unquote. So I'm thinking it's gonna be under bashing probably. Oh, breaking down. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Hey, I found it. So what did you roll? 2 successes. Got it.
It's not bad. It wasn't a 0. I'm very good at zeros.
Not bad at all. It's like page 47. Okay, now can you please go to page 137? All right, thank you. Breaking objects.
And after after routing you about 4 times, like, I give up. It's a 2. Like,
so it works very similar to like picking a lock. You have to accumulate enough successes to break its HP, essentially. So you throw the first. So you see it. You know, you look around. There's really nobody around. You've already cased this place. You're not sure if anybody's inside. So Caligari just kind of puts it together. You know, like, fuck it. I'm going to try and crack this thing.
You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try and actually pull it.
You're going to try and pull it. Gotcha.
I'm not going to try and punch it. I thought about punching the lock. I'm going to try and pull it open.
Okay.
So, like, the chain open.
Sure. So you grab it and you just, like, try to give it a quick yank.
Yeah.
And you can feel just slightly the chains bend a little bit. But not enough, and you have to go it again. Okay. And it's still a jangly noise because it's metal on metal as you're pulling this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Give me another roll while you're rolling. Jimmy, Varys, and Amelia, what are you 3 doing? Are you guys still planning on going through the front door?
Opening the front door.
All right.
Wait, you're going to open the front door when Jimmy just said not to?
Honestly, my character wasn't paying attention to Jimmy. He's kind of lost in his own head at the moment. Like he was staring like out this door. He was contemplating for a while. He walked up the steps. Jimmy said something. He wasn't really listening. It wasn't a matter of rudeness. It just wasn't a matter of paying. It was a matter of not paying attention. And then he just kind of reaches for the door and starts pulling it open. Jimmy can intercede as he's pulling it open, but he's pulling it open.
Hold it. Well, we should wait for Caligari. Right?
Yeah, I thought that was the plan. Were you not listening again, Varys?
I am so sorry for you guys.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah. Can we go, yeah. And I like push the door shut again. Yeah, sorry. And I'll just kind of like walk off, like get off the steps because it's like super creepy to just stand on the front steps of a church. So I walk off the steps and walk off of like the front lawn area because I don't want to be, the creepy person hanging out there.
So, Jimmy, you were saying you're telling me that story before until we got rudely interrupted.
Oh, yeah. So Jimmy's going to continue to tell Emmy the story of the time that he chained himself to the back of a truck to figure out exactly how much damage a vampire could really take.
Got it. Meanwhile, Caligari, you kind of like, ooh, you bent the chains. This is going to work if you just keep at it. So you kind of push down again with another really hard yank. You can actually feel the creaking again.
Can we hear this?
Hang on a second. The creaking of the chains bending continually. You haven't busted them yet. Jimmy, Emmy, and Varys, the second one, because you were opening the door and distracted before, make me a wits plus composure roll. Callie, you're going to keep pulling until you bust it, I'm assuming, right? So make me another roll.
You're asking me to roll again?
I want everybody to be rolling. So Jimmy and Amelia, wits plus composure. Callie, give me another yanking roll. Brawl, strength plus brawl.
Wits plus
Yank
composure.
and roll.
Hell yeah, yank and roll.
I only got 1 success that time.
That's fine. It all accumulates. So
Get a little tired.
you're getting, yeah, just keep doing it.
I got another. I need to like eat some more maggots or something.
0 successes.
I don't even see your roll.
You didn't see mine?
No, I see yours. I don't see Emmy's roll.
Oh,
Really?
0.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it now.
Yeah, it
Popped
came
up.
late.
Yeah.
was
Okay,
weird.
cool.
Same time.
Jimmy and Varys, you hear
Yep.
jangling of chains coming from behind the church itself.
What the fuck is she doing over there?
Caligari, you gonna keep going? Give me another roll. Give me another
I'm
one.
going to go check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start running back there, like quickly.
Sure. You are getting close. You can see the chains that you've been weakening, like bent and elongated. You're almost there. Give me another roll, Caligari, and as this roll happens is when Jimmy and Varys are gonna come around the corner.
Emmy like slowly falling behind.
What the fuck?
Is that your roll? Another
Disappointed
success?
that Jimmy
Yeah,
was
it's
just
another
at the climax of his story
That's
and
enough
then
for me.
get interrupted.
So with that last pull, the chains are so weakened. You give it one more tug, and as you rip it, the chains snap, and a couple of the metal things go flying as you have this padlock and chains dangling from it in the
I
palm
put
of
it in
your.
my boobs.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll get to that in a second. You have it, and as soon as like you have this lock ripped from the basement, is when Varys and Jimmy and you said Emmy, you went with them. I'm sorry. Maggie, you went with them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's like she followed slowly behind, but she was like Jimmy was just at the end, like the best part of the
Of his
story,
story.
and then walked away. And now
Sulking.
she's like,
Ah.
I'll never hear the story. And then she just keeps she follows behind them, like kind of like
All right,
upset.
so it'll be Varys and Jimmy that round the corner first, seeing just as it happens the chains snap, and even because there's such force behind it, the metal doors lift and clang down just a bit, making and echoing in this kind of quiet forest night in this park
Really
where
don't care.
nobody's
Don't give a
around.
fuck.
Nope, that's fine.
In this, shoving
And you
the
see
huge
her-
ass chain.
You see Caligari like look over and see you guys as she's just like putting the metal
Putting this
lock
in
in her
there,
chain,
opening up the cellar doors.
and she's
She's just going in.
going into the
Okay, I
basement.
guess we're
Just going
going in
in.
this way.
What the fuck? You're breaking into a church?
We're breaking into
I'm
a
not
church.
breaking
Come on,
into
buddy.
anything. I'm not breaking into anything.
What the?
I'm finding my people. And she goes in.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? Like,
Jimmy's going with.
I turn to Emmy. I'm like, they just fucking broke into a church.
Emmy like shrugs and she's like, I've probably done worse. And she walks in and she goes follows them in.
Out of character, if they didn't want people to like get into their cellar, they wouldn't have padlocked it. They'd have actually like boarded that up and everything. And that would have been a lot harder. You can cement shit over that and not have anyone. But no.
Yeah, I find it.
Just do whatever the fuck you want.
I find it fundamentally wrong to break into a church, and so like I'm like
I haven't asked your opinion.
I can't do this
She goes
shit.
in again.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're already in there. So I'm sitting there by myself because everybody already went in. and
Jimmy
I'm like,
followed immediately after that, and Varys is sitting
I-
outside.
I can't do this shit. I go
I
back
love the
around
idea
and go in the
Varys
front
just-
door.
Standing
Back in
out
the
there
front
going like, I can't do this. I cannot, like, he's like expositing to nobody. Just like
Yeah.
monologuing to the
just
forest.
Like, what the fuck? Like what
I
the
can't
fuck?
break into a church.
Varys, as you
Did
stand
you
there,
just kill that hobo?
as you stand there, Varys alone, and you watch Jimmy go in, and then Amelia kind of give her little speech to you real quick, and then head down there alone. It's another stark reminder for Varys, especially because of just who he is, that these people and you are you're not human anymore, and these people don't seem to care, and it sucks because you cling so desperately onto humanity. But it is another, like, the second reminder tonight alone that it hits you. God, we're not human. We're not doing human things. Do you follow them shortly thereafter?
No, I'm gonna go around the front way at the very least because it's the simple fact that he gets this. Like you said, you mentioned it, he gets it.
Yep.
But at the same time, they just fucking broke in the basement and there was loud chains that everybody probably heard. Maybe they'll go be a distraction and I can get information from the other side.
Sure.
So that's like how I
That is
chalk
the
it up in my
smartest move.
head.
I love it. I love it. Do it.
And so he's going around the front way, and he's going to walk in the front door.
Sure. We'll cut to Varys here in a second.
This time disillusioned from what was going through his head before.
Caligar, you're
I would say start on Varys.
You want to start on Varys? Fine. That's fine.
I would actually say that.
All right.
He has the most immediate possibility of hanging out with people. People have to like travel to come to our little group. Anyway, sorry.
Maybe. Varys, you walk around front. You just distraught with what happened. Again, these conflicting thoughts in your mind bother the shit out of you. And this place to you still is a place of worship. And to see them breaking into this is just distracting. But you come to your senses. You're like, all right, well, I'm going to go to the front door, make sure nobody comes this way, and do what we can. As you round the corner, you head back up the stairs. Just as you're reaching for the door itself starts to open on its own. And as it opens, and I'm assuming you kind of takes you off guard for a second, door opens up, and before you stands a man in typical priest attire. He has a cross around his neck, doesn't catch you off, it doesn't look anything weird, and he stands there with a book in hand, and he looks a little wide-eyed and like nervous, as though he was expecting somebody to be outside the door. And when he sees you and he locks eyes with you, he takes a step back and, oh, okay, I thought I heard something out here. Is everything okay, sir? And he just looks at you, concerned.
I look at, so I'm, when I walked in, like one of the first things I instinctively did was I walked over to the little well or whatever of
holy water?
Of the holy water, and I my hand started to raise up to touch it. But then I started thinking to myself, like, I don't know which of these things are true and which of them aren't. And so I'm like, and so that's probably what he walked in and saw, like, was me immediately go over to that when he saw that. And so he kind of like breaks me from that trance that I was just in, and I'm like, huh? What? Yeah. Just here to, need some time with the big man.
He, again, he's like, I just heard quite a commotion outside. I wanted to make sure everything was...
Oh, yeah. There were these sorry. There were these kids outside. They were messing around, kick the can, but it wasn't a can, kids.
Give me please, a manipulation plus subterfuge.
My manipulation is shit. My subterfuge is 2, but I have specialty lies. Hacking, lies, and sword.
Give it a +1.
So yeah. Well, what?
What the fuck? You can just have a specialty in lying?
Specifically lying. Subterfuge in general, no. Specifically lying to somebody, yes.
Because I was like, I read that, and I was like, no. Nika needs that. Caligari does not.
Lying to a priest. Listen, I'm a Catholic boy raised in Boston. Of course I can lie to a priest. Derek. Yeah, still a virgin, father. Yeah, of course. I'm only 15.
I lie.
Yeah. What? You're still a virgin. What?
So he still looking a little nervous. He nods. He's like, well, thank you for scaring the kids away. This park can get rather active at night. But you said you're here to confess.
It's I'll be honest with you. It's been a while since I got. I'll think about it, but I figure I'll just sit down for a bit and have kind of like some me time. It's
He raises his hand. You don't need to explain any more than you already have. What's yours is yours, and between you and him, that's on you. I will give you your space. I'll be wandering and taking care of things around the church. If you need anything, please do not hesitate to approach and ask.
Thanks, Father. He is a priest, right?
Yes, this is like I said. He's clearly in priest garb.
Yeah.
He's got what is clear a Bible in his hand and a cross around his neck.
Yeah.
And he kind of just nods and turns and off to wander the area.
Yeah. So like I said, he says thanks, Father. And then I'm actually gonna walk up to like probably the third pew from the front, and I do the whole kneel down and what is kneel down in nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, and then I sit down for a couple of moments, and I'm actually gonna wait. Like I know you're about to cut to them, but just so you know my plan. When he seems distracted or the room is empty, I intend to start going around and seeing shit.
Absolutely. So the church itself on the inside, to give you a picture of what you're looking at, is your typical cliche old church with wooden pews and stone walls and everything. But it strikes you as rather quaint, very homely. I forget what the front is called. It's not. Is it the tabernacle? up front? The little thing on the front? It's been so long since I've been to church. I can't remember.
I'm sorry, altar?
Altar? What's a tabernacle then?
Isn't
We're
that
not
Jewish?
even gonna go there.
I don't remember. Either way, lots of
There's
wooden
an
pews.
altar.
Yes, the altar is your kind of typical altar. Nothing really special off the top of your head, but it's nice. It rings of that church has been around for a few hundred years.
Mm-hmm.
So we cut down to Caligari, Jimmy, and Amelia. Caligari heading down the stairs first one to get an eyeful of what they're about to see. Now, typically in a church, this is going to be a storage area, where they keep a lot of their extra books or pews that have been damaged and need repair. Sacramental wine, Eucharist, all that stuff is typically going to be kept down here.
See, you got Eucharist, but you can get altar, girl.
It's been such a long time, man. Listen, when I was an altar boy, I ate so much Eucharist.
You were an altar boy?
Oh.
That's so fun. We have to talk. Anyway, bye.
So you head downstairs, and all that stuff is down there. You see it. There's pews that are laid out, and all the storage.
You were an altar boy and you couldn't remember the word altar?
Listen, that was like 20 effing years ago at least. It was such a long time ago.
Hey, he came up with tabernacle, and I liked that a lot more than altar.
There you go.
Sure.
He's good at tabernacle and Eucharist.
There you go. That's all I got. That's
vocab words.
all I need.
It's perfect.
Anyway.
It's perfect. I love it.
However, it doesn't look like the pews and stuff are kind of haphazardly thrown down there. It very much looks like they're set up in a way that is for like a group session almost. Like they're set up in like a circular area for people to sit around and maybe have meetings and whatnot. It doesn't look like it's haphazardly thrown down there. There, of course, is the Eucharist and the wine and all that other stuff. But most importantly, it's so obvious down here, you don't have to make any perception check. There is Lancia Sanctum symbols, memorabilia, whatever you want to call it, kind of everywhere. There's a big cross up on the wall that has a skull dead center of it, which is clearly Lancia Sanctum. There are rosary beads with them laying about all over the place. There are swords laid up on boxes and hung up on walls. And this is clearly, without a doubt, a meeting place for some of maybe the local Lancia Sanctum people around here. However, there's nobody down here. It seems very empty. It doesn't look like it's been ignored. There's no like immediate dust outside of the cobwebs in the corner, but nobody's down here in the immediacy. There are also, which catches all of your eyes, chains coming from the walls in the back. That may or may not have been recently used. You can't really tell. But no blood on the floor. Everything looks very, very well kept and clean.
What would they use chains for in a church?
Do you say that as Amelia?
No, I'm like,
No,
can
honey.
I roll to know what this
I
would be?
so much history to show you. Not good things. Let's put it that way.
No, for sure.
People
I'm just
do
saying,
a lot
like,
of crazy, fucked up, tormenting shit.
from her perspective, would she know what that would be?
Lancia Sanctum, vampires, kindred of some sort, potentially prisoners, potentially sacrifices if there's any weirdness about that. You don't know. You don't know.
This would not be weird then.
I mean,
Oh, it's fucking weird.
it's weird because
I mean,
you're
she's a three occult. Like, does she know? Would she know that this is like
clearly kept for prisoners of some sort.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not weird for me.
The thing is with covenants, something that Amelia and everybody else would know is covenants themselves have their own inner politics that they work within. Everybody listens to the prince, who is the king of the city, more or less, but each covenant has their own politics as well. So what the Lancia Sanctum would use the chains for, you're not sure. However, you're also not part of that covenant, so it makes sense that you don't know who would be kept prisoner here, why they would be kept prisoner here. Maybe it's a punishment of some sort for those who step out of line. You don't know. But there are chains there, and that clearly means some nefarious things go down here.
Caligari does not give half of a shit. She wants to find. I came down here to find mice.
Yes! I was so hoping you'd say that.
So
No, I literally was
Creepy
just like,
shit.
busting in to like
Yeah.
literally find a shitty basement, and instead I found a religious torture chamber. And I'm
Jimmy's like, what?
is there a deeper way that is there?
give
is
me.
there, is there a stairwell downwards? Because that's
I would like a
that.
wits plus composure check to see if you can find a mouse.
Okay.
While you make that roll, Jimmy and Amelia, are you just walking around? Do you say anything like to seeing this? You're not surprised by what you've seen down here because you knew going here, like, oh, okay, this is Lancia Sanctum territory.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Do you start rummaging through things?
But I'm also very surprised.
I got 2.
You find a mouse.
Where the mice at? All right, I'm gonna try and be friends with it.
That would be a manipulation plus animal kin plus animalism check.
Got it. All right, 2 plus animalism plus animal kin. Do I get allies, vermin?
Yeah, go ahead and throw a +1 on that.
Okay, so I'll do a +1 on that.
Sure.
So I can't like super fuck it up, but I can definitely fuck it up. Hey!
It worked.
These
Good
ain't
job.
no uptown
Damn.
rats.
This isn't an
is
uptown
the
rat
mouse.
that you have to kill.
Little bitch ass uptown
I'm not
rat.
gonna kill no mouse. This is a nice mouse.
Okay, so you find a mouse scurrying around, probably eating crumbs or whatever it can in the basement, and it takes you a second, but you get close enough where it doesn't run away before you're able to catch its eye and lock eyes with it. You start, trying the power that you've been trying to use for so long, and you start squeaking at it, making noises, and it seems to connect with you in a way that the other 2 rats of the night have not. What are you trying to communicate with it? What do you want to, it scurries over to you, and it looks up at you and goes, food? Food?
Can I rip off one of the fingers of the arm?
I mean, you can rip
it to
off, we'll say with enough of a, you are able to just like, take some effort, but.
The pinky. It's like
Snap.
a tiny.
Yep, you bend it,
Ow.
snap it off, and rip it off.
I give that, and it
You
says
put it on the
food.
ground. It runs over and it starts sniffing it, and it looks up at you, and questioningly, it's like, food?
Yeah.
Food. And then it starts like going at it.
I don't think that like mice eat, but that's fine. 'cause
It's
I did
trying.
try giving food. So now I have
It's
a
believing you.
four-fingered
Yes.
arm, but that's cool. So I gave that up, and I'm going to ask it. God, I have so many questions. It's a church mouse. There's jokes about these things.
Googling church mouse.
I ask who or what. I don't even know why I'm here. So this is the funny part.
You're looking for Alex.
You don't remember why you're here?
No, because y'all were like talking in the bed of a truck and I didn't give a fuck. And he was like, he had a phone. I just know that we're here and I just want to chat with some mice. So I'm just going to chat with some mice until otherwise noted. Hey, I'm going to ask, are you as quiet as they say?
It looks up from eating from the finger, like trying to eat the finger at the very least. It says,
Sorry.
quiet, stay quiet, find food. And
And she's just gonna like play around with this mouse
Sure.
for a while. There's
and
like,
it will
Callie.
hang out with you.
anyone else can do what the fuck they want.
Caligari, we need to know if anyone has been here tonight.
Been
Can you
here?
ask the mouse if anyone's been here tonight?
Okay, she agrees. She's like,
We've been here. What kind of question is that?
and I'm like,
It looks up at you.
actually, she turns around and goes back to Jamie and is like, what is here? She's actually interested. Like, is it downstairs? Is
Yeah,
it upstairs? Is it here, like in this room?
I mean, if whoever took this guy came here, they probably, dropped him off here. Like,
I'm gonna,
Physically
I'm just gonna
here?
go like, is there somewhere secret here, mouse?
It looks
there
up
a
at you. Secret. Keep my family safe in secret place.
Yeah. Is there a big secret place for biggest?
Big.
Bigs?
Many children.
Secret.
I have
Big
many.
secret.
I have many children. Big secret place. Not show you. Family. Shh. Quiet.
Okay, I'm going with it. I don't care about you.
So he like runs into the
Here we
corner
go.
and there's like this little hole in the wall.
Oh.
And he looks at you, he's like, secret, and then he runs into the hole.
Oh, okay. I put the finger through after him so that maybe if they dug it, then that's cool. Hey,
So
bye. And then I'm like, hey, come back out. got a question.
And it eventually scampers out, pokes its head out. Huh?
And I go, people? Big people. Bigs.
Like you?
Yeah.
Here? Every night.
Secret?
And he looks at you confused, like, secret.
No.
And he looks back to his hole, secret, home. And he goes back into the house.
Big secret. Big secret?
And then he comes back out, pokes his head. Big, I don't know.
Okay. I just push the finger in more. And I'm just like, thank you, I love you.
And you see, like, the finger slowly getting dragged in, like a little tug at a time.
You get that finger.
And it just, unless you call it back out, it disappears into the hole.
Bye.
And you hear like a distant squeak. Bye. Bye.
All we heard the whole time, me and Jimmy are looking at each other, and all we heard was a bunch of squeaking, and I'm like,
So, what happened?
That's all she sounds like. She's just making just the weirdest noises.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm just like, I turn around. People are here every night, but there's no like extra creepy place here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I would like to go over to you said there was like manacles or chains or something.
Chains, absolutely.
I'm gonna go over to those chains and use my spirit touch on them.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Oh, you don't want to see this.
Hey man, I gotta see what's up.
Mistakes
Don't
are
judge
being
her.
made.
Have you known her at all? Don't judge her.
What's it? Why isn't it letting me select it? Okay.
I walk up to Jimmy and I sort of offer him another finger off the hand.
I'm good, thank you.
I got 4 successes.
I
4
put it back
successes.
around.
Sounds good. So you go and do your thing and you touch it, and again, the world kind of disappears as you close your eyes and start seeing flashes of visions. You do see somebody chained up on this thing, and you're trying to get a good.
Familiar?
You're getting visions, and you're starting to see a couple people kind of like chain this person up. And as the visions flash back and forth, and you're able to see a little bit of the body, a little bit of the hand, and then eventually a little bit of the face. The face looks incredibly familiar. It looks like the man you've been looking for all night long. And you see him there dangling, and you see him saying something, asking for something, but it's mumbled. And again, because this is all just kind of flashes of random parts of this thing's past, you can't really understand what he's saying. It's muffled, but he looks desperate. He looks like he's clearly being held there against his will before you are able to snap out of it.
Oh man. Okay. Whenever I come to,
Like a minute.
yeah, a minute later after all this, she looks at both of you.
He's here. They had him chained up.
Do you think he's still here?
It doesn't really work like that.
Oh. I wonder where he went next. I mean, unless he's here right now.
Caligari turns around and she's like, wait, who?
The guy. The mysterious guy we're trying
This
to find?
guy? Not this guy?
No, not that guy.
No, the ghoul. The reason why I killed that guy.
Okay. She stops paying attention again immediately.
Sounds good. We're gonna cut
Like
to.
boring.
So you have that vision. Cut to Varys real quick. Varys, you
Yep.
obfuscated. Didn't take long before he disappeared and like was doing his own thing.
Yep.
You obfuscate and make yourself invisible. You already rolled for that, correct? not?
I did not roll for it because I was waiting for my turn. So that is going to be fluffy. I can't remember what my not touch of shadow. The other one is stealth, intelligence, and obfuscate. Intelligence, stealth. There we go. And obfuscate. And I will roll that right now, sir. Nobody's around, so don't have to roll anything.
Correct.
Sorry, don't have to take any penalties. Did it click? Oh, sorry. Cancel. Do this again. There you go.
Perfect. So you were able to do it without any problem, and you disappear from people's eyes if anybody ends up wandering around.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to take a look at the place, so like basically as much of it as you can see. Is that the plan?
So one of the first things I'm going to do while I'm here is now that there's like nobody watching, one of the first things my character does is he walks right up to the giganto crucifix that's in every goddamn church. He walks right up to the giganto crucifix, and he kind of like places his hand on whatever object might be in front of it. If there is no object like a table or whatever in front of it, he'll actually place his hand on the like the top of Jesus's foot, and he's actually gonna like silently like pray for a few moments.
Sure. And
then he's gonna turn and he's finally gonna walk out, like because he's asking for forgiveness for what he's about to do.
Sure.
And then he's about to go in back and just start searching around this place, room to room. When he gets into a room, if nobody's there, he'll quietly and slowly like open a drawer or two, looking to see if anything stands out. If there happens to be like a cell phone sitting out somewhere, he's totally just gonna snag it and put it in his pocket, deal with it later on. He's just walking throughout the place trying to find out what he can, where he can, and always looking to see if it gives him that little like, wow.
Yep. So you wandering around, you're checking out the back. Like there is like an office in the back where the priest can do his thing, his computer and whatnot out there. That's turned off. He's back there. He's back there somewhere you can hear him. Yeah. Other side rooms, this is the confessionals and all that, but nothing really exciting. But as you're finishing looking through one of like the confessionals and whenever you walk your way out, the two front doors start opening.
Sure.
And shortly after, the priest kind of walks out.
If they start opening, by the way, just to be clear, I wouldn't stand out in the open. My character never does that. He immediately tries to get to a hidden spot, and his head will poke around the corner and look. He still tries to hide as though he wasn't obfuscated. Okay? Sorry, go ahead.
So the priest comes out to see what's going on, see who's coming in, and two gentlemen walk in through the front door, close it behind them, and they walk in, and they kind of wave at him like, Father, and there seems to be a recognition on the priest's face before he kind of like nods, and he waves, and he walks back into his office. The two gentlemen walk in, and they walk to the left, and there's a door that would lead up into the bell tower itself. And it looks like they have a key. They unlock the door, open it, they walk in, they turn and shut it, and it sounds like they lock it from the backside and you can hear the footsteps of them going up, echoing through the church, of them heading up the stairs to head up to the bell tower.
I'm going to sit here and think for a second. So immediately I send a text message to them. Like I'll put my back against the wall that was like between us, and I'll send a text message to them. A few of them just went to the bell tower, send. And then I sit there and think to myself, like, should I follow them or should I steal the hard drive? Stealing the hard drive would be pretty obvious because they'll notice it's missing. But I'm just curious as to whether or not they're smart enough to hide their tracks, or if they're like too what's the word I'm looking for here? Full of themselves, sort of looking for like too much pride or hubris, too much hubris to actually clean their hard drives. I sent that text to them. Eventually, like thinking about this for a minute, like fiddling with my phone, I'm just like, I text back and say, gonna steal the hard drive. They're definitely in the bell tower. Send. And I'm gonna head straight back to the office and start trying to open up the computer to rip the hard drive out.
Okay.
I think that Emmy would probably text you back because like we're closer.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna let you know that the ghoul is here, but not sure if he still is.
I will send back a thumbs up emoji and take the hard drive anyways because maybe there'll be information on there. Did I find any cell phones or any other form of electronics sitting around?
Negative.
No tablets, nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. I will be doing that. I suppose, yeah, I'm just going to start stealing the hard drive. Let me know if I hear anybody coming before I finish.
Okay. So you go into the office where the priest is typically and rip the hard drive out of that. That's fine.
I imagine it's pretty easy to do, right?
Yeah, it's not going to take you too long. Jimmy, Emmy, and Callie, what's your plan? Do you plan on heading back to the front door, or are you going to wait a little bit and look, like thoroughly search the basement itself?
Sounds like if two of them just went upstairs, Jimmy's going to be like, okay, I'm going to head up and back up Ferris.
I'm staying. I don't have a phone. I have no idea what's going on above me. There's nothing more super down here. I kind of wanted to find like another cellar or place where they might have even creepier things. There doesn't seem to be one.
Nope, there is not. This is as deep as it gets in this church.
If everyone here walks up, I walk up with them.
Okay.
But,
Emmy, do you follow Jimmy?
I want to do a little bit more searching, and then like as we're going out, and if I don't see anything else, then I will also follow.
Okay,
That's a really good idea. She's a way better player than I am. I'm just like, mice, have this finger.
Well,
Like,
the difference, like, it's a different type of character, right? Like, that's the type of character she is. She's more of searching.
So if you're gonna search around, I want a wits plus composure. And
Wits
yeah,
plus composure.
and do you want, Callie, do you want to investigate the area, see if there's anything around that would make that for it to just like do a search? Cool.
I would like to, because of the politics reason, suddenly I'm intrigued because the mice are gone. I would like to look up, do politics, just investigate in general, to see like maybe who they're trying to trap, like
Sure.
what's going on. And I also have a specialization for solve enigmas. Is there, I don't think that's entirely plausible, but if there's a puzzle that is like really tricky and weird,
Yeah.
then it's something that I could probably like Sherlocky pick up on.
Yep. I would like a give me a wits plus investigation for.
Sure.
We'll say that while Emmy is looking around, just kind of doing a once over of the place, you're more interested in seeing like the chains and if they've been recently used, or maybe the weaponry laying around.
On that, it's investigation. That's actually more fair. Okay. So it's investigation.
Yeah. We'll say you're investigating the place and seeing what recent information you can put together.
Enigma, no.
There's not really a puzzle here so much. It would have been a puzzle like how recent have the chains been used, but you know they've been used recently because Emmy used her power. So, all right, we'll go to Emmy first. Emmy, what you find as you're kind of looking around is a bunch of weird scripture. It's not Bibles themselves, but clearly modified scripture that's printed out on paper, and old books as well of what the Lancia Sanctum, what you would believe the Lancia Sanctum believes. Now, you can flip through it quickly. You can't really get a lot of details in a short amount of time, but this is clearly scripture that does not necessarily match what is in the Bible itself. It is... It would basically would boil down to their belief system and how things work. Again, lots of books, lots of scripture. You choose to take some if you'd like, but this is what you find outside of the normal stuff.
Okay. Yeah. If I can take it.
Sure. We'll say you grab like a book or two.
She has like a little bag, but it's like in the shape of like a teddy bear, and she opens up the zipper and puts them in there and zips it back up.
Okay.
Puts it back over her shoulder.
Sounds good. In your investigation, Caligari, as you're looking around, now you already know the chains were recently used. They were chaining up somebody, but what catches you off guard is that this small church, as you look around, seems to be housed to a larger number of, I don't want to necessarily say vampires because you're not sure, people than you would expect. Usually, it makes sense, maybe like 3 or 4 people come down here, but the way it's so clean and well worn, you'd guess that easily 10 to 20 people would come down here a night, in and out.
And this is just like the secret room, right?
This room,
like
this room, this is the weird room.
People are coming down here all the time. So
people are coming down here all the time, and a good chunk of people are coming down here all the time, which for a small, beaten down church at the edge of a park seems a little weird.
Okay. And there's books on the walls?
Emmy found opened up a box, and there was like books and stuff in there.
Okay, I'm gonna like
grab a bunch
on them books.
Sure.
I'm gonna take at least one.
Sounds good.
Is there a cool one in there for me?
The books all in there for the most part are interesting Lancia Sanctum stuff.
All right, I'll just take one at random.
Okay.
Unless one has like a cool name or something. The one that would like enhance my understanding of them. So like you know me, like yep. I love seeing how they do their stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, this is the guy.
You grab one that looks the most interesting to you.
Can I take 2?
You absolutely can take 2.
Yes, I take 2.
Then you do that, and
I got an arm and books.
You got arm and books, and you're learning your thing.
This is everything I wanted it to be.
After that, Emmy and Callie, do you make your way out of the basement and head towards the
I
front?
follow her if she's going up.
I like that we just looted a bunch of shit. Like, I just shoved some scrolls in my bag.
Yep.
And you shoved some books, and we both looked at each other, and we nodded, and then we walked up the stairs. That's how I imagine it went down.
Yeah. I actually appreciate her all the more. I'm slowly becoming like really into Emmy because I'm just like, oh, number one, she's creepy, and that's fine. Everyone's creepy. And then she's like, oh, she knows occult weird shit. Okay, I dig this too. We're kind of on the level here. And then like thirdly, she's just like, yeah, these fucking scrolls though. And I'm like, yeah, like I mean, you like knowledge? I love knowledge. I love reading. All right, so I'm like super a fan of her suddenly. She yeah.
Oh my gosh, book club, yes.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Vampire book club, yeah.
Nika, is Caligari going to be the glue to this party? Like you and Jimmy are dirty together. You guys love knowledge together, and I provide arms for you. Is this like? Are you the glue to the party?
This would be the weirdest, grossest glue.
It is sticky. It is.
Like Elmer's. We know what Elmer's glue is made out of. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
gross.
Horses.
Jimmy, you going through the front door?
Rat glue.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Okay.
the only door I know about.
So you head to the front door and you open them. And as you open them, Varys, you can hear that happening. As you're finishing taking out this hard drive is when you hear the doors to the front opening. Jimmy, as you're opening the door and you look inside, it takes a couple seconds, but eventually a gentleman who looks like he's in his mid-50s in priest garb comes out from one of the back rooms and starts making his way forward. Doesn't look like he's hobbling or anything, and just starts making his way towards you. And he kind of shouts out, "Hello there. Can I help you? It's rather late."
Yeah, I'm looking for a couple friends of mine who just came in here.
Couple friends, and he looks to. Well, there was one gentleman who came in, and he looks around. Seems he left. I didn't even hear him leave. But there was a gentleman here. Looked rather young, 20s-ish. Is that who you're looking for?
Do you mind if I wait?
He gestures to one of the pews.
He comes back?
Yeah. He wanders off. He gestures to one of the pews, like, take your time. He seems to walk lining the walls. Scott, are you still watching now that you peek your head out?
I mean, if I've already taken the hard drive, then yeah. Am I still obfuscated?
Yeah, I would. You interacted with the computer. I always forget.
I was interacting with the computer for quite a while. I mean, I am. It's the same thing as like opening the window.
I'm gonna say
know what I mean?
It's
less difficult, I guess.
Yeah. We'll say. Would you just redo it if it did break down?
I totally would do it, but remember, there's an extended period of time, so I don't mind redoing it.
Yeah, just go ahead and give me another roll.
Sure. Yeah, gladly, of course. It was intelligence, stealth, and obfuscate.
You're good.
All right. So if I like finished like unscrewing it, taking the hard drive out and screwing it back together, because I don't want it to make it look like the hard drive was just ripped out of it. I screw it back together and I would make my way out. My next thing I was actually curious. No, I wouldn't make my way out. I'm sorry. My next thing I'd be curious about is because last time I kind of poked my head in, looked inside every room. I would actually be in this room probably while Jimmy's coming up, maybe looking to see if there was anything of interest. I mean, I know that in the governments, when you have like secret things that you want to keep hidden, you might like have like a book that nobody would ever open. And like,
feel free to give me a wits plus composure check if you're in
sure.
a relatively thorough search of the area, not just trying to rip up the hard drive.
Yeah. After I finish doing that, I'll like look around.
Yep.
So wits, and you said composure, sir.
Yep.
Thank you. No penalties or anything.
If you're, no penalties.
Okay. I was like, I don't press a button.
You don't see anything.
Yeah.
Nothing that sticks out anyway.
Okay.
So
in which case.
Yep. Go. No, please go right ahead.
I was just saying, in which case, if I don't find anything, then I would make my way back out.
All right. As you make your way back out, it's actually when Jimmy's taking a seat and you see the priest. He's actually wandering over to the door that the two gentlemen went up to into the bell tower, and he looks like he's just checking it to make sure it's locked. He kind of like jiggles it to make sure and gives it a good solid couple knocks. Comes off as a little suspicious to you, Varys. Jimmy, maybe not so much. He looks like he's checking, make sure everything's locked up. And then continues to walk around and do his own thing and ignore the fact that Jimmy's there.
Actually, what I'd want to do is I'd want to, while he's like checking that door and clearly distracted, I see that Jimmy's come upstairs, which is a good thing. I'd want to reappear, like end the obfuscate intentionally. And
what the priest seeing? What the priest looking?
No, like while his back was like checking there and checking the door or whatever. Gotcha. If I see that, I just kind of like appear. So I guess Jimmy would see that happen.
Yep, Jimmy would see it.
How would that be described to Jimmy's senses?
It would be as simple as all of a sudden he's standing there.
Okay. I'm just gonna like look at Jimmy and I like look at the door because obviously he got my text. I look at Jimmy and I look at the door, and then I'm gonna say, "Hey, Father."
Oh, and he jumps and he turns around. Oh, I thought you left.
Hey, no, I was actually I was sitting in the confessional. I was waiting for you. I heard you come through and talking to this guy over here. So I was wondering if
is that who you're looking for? And
I look at the guy. And,
yeah. This is my buddy.
Oh, good.
So I'm like, I was wondering if you got that, if you got a couple of minutes or whatever, so we can, if we can do this.
Oh yeah. Oh, he takes a minute. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yes, please. And he starts walking over to the confessional.
And so like, I imagine, does he go in first?
Yeah, he'll go right on in and sit down in his area and wait for you to enter the other side.
I'm gonna look at Jimmy, and I do actually have like a bit of a nervousness on my face, and then I shrug. I shrug and like look over at that door one more time, and then I, open up the curtain and I'll sit down.
Okay. And he's like, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Please tell me, how long has it been since your last confession? And he starts going into that normal spiel. It'll be at that point that Amelia and Caligari come up to the front door and open up the front door. And as he's like saying a prayer, that you can hear it, Varys, the door's open. And he's like, excuse me, just give me a minute. I think we have more visitors. This is rather busy tonight. And he gets up and he pops out of the confessional as Emmy and Caligari are walking in, and Jimmy, you are, I'm assuming, just standing up.
Yeah. And
you see them two walk through the front door. And the priest goes, hello, child, and then he locks eyes and sees Caligari, and he's like, gets a little bit of like a wince. And he's like,
I ain't looking at him.
And that's fine. And he sees you and he winces a little bit. He's like, can I help you two? Do you know?
There are 3 things, right? Okay, so if I remember anything about the churches that I've been to, there are at least a couple small things of holy water, right?
Yes, there are definitely holy water things around.
I walk up to the exact middle dish with the holy water and I drink it. I just like take it out of its like little place. I just
Okay. Okay.
You know what? I wish I had seen this because I don't know. My character doesn't know. But I have 0 in occult.
I'm just fucking
so I don't know nothing. Like I roll -1 with occult, which is a chance die.
I might die. See ya. Caligari was a fun experiment. Next time I'm gonna go like crazy sexy lady or whatever they're called. I don't know.
Technically, this shouldn't work.
Yeah, I don't think it does anything. Fine. I think it doesn't. That's why I'm just double checking.
I don't think it does anything.
Yeah.
It's really fine, but
so I'm just double checking.
I think it's a myth.
So you gulp it, and like for a minute, like it's just like a second of Amelia and Jimmy kind of like looking at you like awkwardly. I'm assuming.
Amelia looks at the guy, at the priest, and is like,
she's really thirsty. I'm sorry.
And this is made with. Okay, gotcha. And nothing happens. Like it takes a second, and as you drink it, nothing happens. There's no reaction. Doesn't burn. Doesn't hurt. It just tasted like nasty.
I have a story.
It's dirty water. It's really dirty water.
Yeah. I know what holy water tastes like. It's salty. Because so many people are dipping
because of sweat.
in it. No, it really does. It tastes like tears. Because I was a kid and like they did that and they were just like, okay, dip your hand in the holy water. And I remember this very clearly and I don't remember why. It's one of my earliest memories where they did that. And then I started like sucking on my fingers like I normally do because they're like dipping in that and it just tasted like tears. So
the tears.
Like I know what this tastes like already and it tastes very salty. Like the fingers.
But it does nothing to you like problematically.
So I take the dish and I look at the priest and I drop it and I just continue on into the place.
He's like,
So like I'm mic dropping on that one guy and just charging on.
Excuse me, what can I help you? You're charging the priest?
No, I'm charging on in through the church.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm not charging him.
Oh, I thought you were like, oh Jesus, all right,
we're gonna. I looked at him, took the dish and dropped it, and then just like headed on into the church to like find some people.
Okay, and he's like, oh, excuse me, what? Oh, and he just like exasperated. What is going on here tonight? What's happening? Can I help you, please? Can I help you with anything?
Is this the one that was in the confessional with me?
Yes, he left the confessional.
Oh.
Kitty?
It's like 11 at night. There's one priest here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm flipping through and like tearing out pages that I enjoy, and I'm stuffing them into my boob chest.
Oh my goodness. I mean, so
that's funny. It's a chest.
it's a chest. You are correct.
Chest.
So he and very exasperated. He's like, "Can I help you with whatever it is you need help with? I'd be happy to help you, but you're destroying property. You're destroying."
I take the whole thing and I just put it in my chest.
So you're destroying sacred property. Okay.
Emmy's just watching this all, and then I don't know. She takes out her cell phone.
How do you feel about me being the glue of the party now?
I will never slight you again, Nika.
I am not the glue.
I will never slight you again, Nika. I'm so sorry for complimenting you. I'm so sorry.
I am not the glue.
Nika, you are a destructive force. You're a wild table with 3D
Just fucking
hundreds.
goes. All right. Yeah, she's doing it. She puts the Bible in her chest, and then she just sits down in the pew and is quiet for a while.
So he continues to stare at least the three of you.
Yeah.
And it's waiting for one of you to speak up.
Emmy walks forward and is like,
Actually, I think you could help me.
she pulls out her phone and she shows him a picture of the guy that she's looking for, and she's like,
Have you seen him?
And on that, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a couple minutes, and we'll see what happens next. We'll be right back.